what I like too. Yeah.
We'll try it with the ranch.
Drum roll, please. All right.
Hello. This is Tony Towns on my way to church, a little Sunday drive. It's rare, but I'm actually up on time and did the shower and the whole 9 yards. I'm like making there on time. It's kind of rare. It's a little cloudy today. Looked like it might rain. But all in all, this is a good day. Any day I can get up and get to church, call it a good day. Good day. Well, a lot of good things been going on. Been making some posts about the book and giving shout outs to people about their work. They've even asked me to do that. It's the lady I tagged to do my art on one of the projects, and I posted it. I think it's pretty good for a guy who doesn't know a ton about this kind of things, about making content and posting and all these other things. But I'll get to that in a second. What got me really thinking about this morning is when the lady asked me to do a little shout out for her, I realized that it was something that I try to put in my practice, put in the way I live and put into practice. It is being happy for other people. And I really truly mean that. It's very difficult sometimes when you just live your life and things don't quite go right. It seems like your next door neighbor is the one that seems to have no problems. Their car is a newer model, it runs fine, and your car is barely making it down the road. Or you just kind of be around folks that seem to have less problems than you. And we already know that we don't compare ourselves to other people. And as a Christian, the Bible even warns about this type of things, that the only expectations that we need to live up to as individuals is the expectation of God. And if you don't believe in God, at least the expectations of what you have in the mirror. I mean, in other words, you're the standard, I suppose. But for Christians, we have a higher standard, and that's the standard that we try to live up to. And everything else is below that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we're just human, and we just feel like we're inadequate sometimes to just living everyday life. It seems like everybody else is doing it much better than we are. And then sometimes it can lead to a kind of an envy or a kind of some sort of resentment, because we're doing everything we can to live and to make it, and it seems like everybody else is sailing along. So it's really, really hard, especially if we see someone that we, let's say, don't like. I won't say they're enemies, but they're just people that, why do they get the favor? And they're all over the place. And me, who's trying to do the right thing, seems like we just don't get a break. I can't remember exactly what chapter in I believe it was in the Psalms. I want to say it was 77 or 79. Maybe I might have that wrong. But basically, the start of it is, basically saying, I'm paraphrasing, my steps are almost gone. I'm weak. It's like I see the prosperity of everybody else, and I'm just suffering. And then toward the end of that chapter, it says, until I went into the house of the Lord, then knew I therein. The Bible says that we should be happy. We should rejoice with those that are rejoicing. We should grieve with those who are grieving. Just because maybe we are not having a great time, that does not mean that we should be wishing wrong or ill on somebody else, or be resentful for the fact that they have come to a bit of fortune. The guy right across the street from you wins the lottery, and you've been playing the lottery for years. What are you doing playing the lottery? Don't do that. But anyway, my point is, if we really expect life, really expect blessings, then we have to be really willing to bless. We should be willing to allow people their happiness. We don't know what other people are going through. Even the people we dislike, a lot of times their life is just hard. The reason why some people are like that, or kind of disagreeable and maybe, a little gruff, it's because they're struggling. And then something good happens to them, and we say good for them. Or bad happens to them, we say good for them, but in a bad way. But we should wish them good. The Bible alludes to one thing, how we live and how we do treat other people, a lot of times will reflect upon our own lives. So when you're happy for people, when they're happy, when something good happens to them, you should be happy for them. When I gave that lady a shout out, where she was really asking for some help, some advertising, but she was also asking this. She was saying, if what I did for you was good, tell other people of this, and maybe other people will also ask for my services. The point is, I was happy for her. Happy that I was able to do it. Happy that I had very little money and very little effort to contribute, but making a post for her on her behalf was something small, and I was happy to do it. And it made me feel good. Same with giving an offering in church. It makes me feel good. I know we're commanded to give and all this other things, and these are things that we ought to do, not to leave the other undone, but these are things we ought to do. But the point is, it seems like there's a reciprocity. It comes back. It begins to feed our soul the way we want to be fed, or the way we have fed others. It is good to be happy for those that good happens to. And if we do that, there's a very real possibility, and I do believe this, and I've witnessed this time and time again. When I am happy for somebody else, somehow, some way, that happiness is returned to me. Be them friend or foe. So, I hope this was a blessing to you. And as always, remember, it is God who bless. And I wish you all the success.